Hey everyone, I wanted to talk with you about an exciting new way that you can earn massive points for your house to help your house rise to the top of our challenge between our houses that we have constantly going on. And while you're earning those massive points, you may even improve your math and reading skills in the process. So I'm going to show you about a program we have known as ExactPath, how you get into it, how it works, and how you can use that to earn massive points for your team. So you can get to ExactPath through Clever. And I know pretty much everyone has used Clever at this point in time already. You can get to it through clever.com, and you just log in using your school email address. And in that, there is a tab for everyone, a instant login application known as Edmentum. So if you find the Edmentum login application, some of you may have it up here already, and if you don't, I would suggest that you favorite it so that it does rise to the top here, because you're going to be using it quite a bit. So if you click on Edmentum, it's going to take you into ExactPath. Okay, so if you've never used it before, you're going to see that you have a math learning path and a reading learning path. And on the right, when you first pop in, you should see two new challenges that will pop up for you. Yours will say 1025 because this is just a test run for the video. There's a reading challenge and a math challenge. And if you just click to see the details, it will take you to your rewards page, which is right at the top here anyway, and you can go back and look at it anytime. So you'll see this math one and this reading one. If I click on it, it's going to kind of give me the description. It says when it runs from, which yours will run 10/25, which is Monday, through 10/31, Halloween, that's Sunday. So you have a whole week. And the challenge is to spend 60 minutes on learning path activities. It will tell you your progress, which for yours it will say 0 minutes to start off with. I've already played around on it some, so I have a little bit of time on it. And it will tell you the description. So here's the description here. The house with the highest percentage of its members that meet their goal will earn 50 points for their house. Second place house will earn 30 points, and third place house will earn 10. Unfortunately, the team that's in house that's in fourth place will earn 0 because that would be the last place. And this is for the math challenge. So your challenge is to spend 60 minutes working on your math learning path, which I'll show you how to get to in a minute. And then the other challenge is for reading. It's the same exact thing, 60 minutes, except for reading. So a house could technically win the math and get third in the reading, or get second in reading and get last in the math. So you have a chance to actually win both as well. So that's an hour, 60 minutes is an hour spent on both. So that's 2 hours total over the course of the week. So if you looked at your rewards, you can also go back to your home screen here. And in order to do your activities here, you can either hit select new activity or hit all activities. So let's start with our reading. So this is pretty self-explanatory, and it follows a similar model to much of your work, but you can see if you click on this, it will get bigger or smaller. And all of your work here is designed to meet you at your level. So that MAP test that you took earlier in the year, one for reading and one for math, based upon that test that you took, it's going to place you into material that you haven't quite mastered yet, but you're ready to learn. So say that you did really, really well in math, then your math work is going to maybe be at a higher level than maybe your reading work, or maybe you struggle a little bit more in reading, that's going to be a little lower level and help build you up to there. The goal is to meet you where you're at and help you grow. So if I click on this figurative language here, and then it kind of shows, see how this is blue already? That's because I've already started working on it, but it's not green yet. Green means that it's done. Yellow means that it's done, but you didn't master it, and that means you're going to need to redo it in order to get the full credit for it. And gray means not started. So let's just show you an example here. And you always want to go in order on these. So this is your first screen where we see the title is figurative language, and this is your tutorial. To get to the next slide, I can either click this or just click the right arrow button on my keyboard. You want to read everything. And I know I joke about this with you students every time I'm in one of your classrooms, but you have to actually read the directions for the work. I know a lot of times you think it's easier to just skip ahead and just start clicking things, but you're only creating more work for yourself most of the time. If you read and figure out what you're going to do, it will make it easier for you in the long run. So my objective is, in this lesson, I will learn to identify figurative language in a poem. This is showing me these left sidebar here. This is my table of contents, so I see them on the introduction. This is the next one. This is the next one. This is highlighted orange because I can skip to it because I've already been there. If I hadn't been there, it won't let me skip to the summary. Remember, I had played around with this a little bit before I started this video. So I can go to the next screen. I would read everything on this screen. And now look, I'm past the introduction. I'm on the second part now, figure of speech. Now I make sure I would read all of this part, but I wanted to show you, I want to skip ahead here so I can show you that some slides, you don't just go straight to, see I'm on 7 of 38. Some slides, it won't let me go forward until I actually see the orange part here. I have to go through all the parts of this slide. And then I can go to the next slide, 8. And then sometimes you'll have little questions that you have to answer within the slides. So pretending I had read all of this already and I know if the answer is yes, I'd hit submit and it would tell me, yes, that is correct. And then I can go on to the next slide. So the beautiful part is you are going to be given time to work on this at the beginning of many of your elective classes. So that would be your classes that are not math, science, ELA, or social studies. That would be your classes like many of your STEM classes, but you will not, the electives that are like what we call performance-based, like that's your physical education class, your strings, your band, your chorus class, you're not going to work on this at the beginning, but many of those STEM classes and other electives, you will work on this for 20 to 30 minutes at the beginning of those classes. So this is not something that's designed to be a bunch of homework for you. This is something that you're going to get time to work on at school. But yes, it is something you can work on at home too. So your goal is, remember the challenge is, and I hit save and exit there, so it's going to save my progress on this challenge. So if I go to my rewards, and I don't know if it would have calculated it yet, it will show me that in my reading it did, that I've spent now 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So it's that simple. You're trying to get to at least 60 minutes. And I know you're thinking I'm just going to leave it sitting there open. It will not calculate time unless you were actively going through the slides, answering things, and moving. So you cannot just leave it on one slide and think it's going to do all that for you. But this is your challenge to work on this throughout the week. We'll see how it goes. Other weeks we might do 2 weeks at a time. We might change up how the rewards are given. But this is your challenge for this week. Good luck to your house, and may the best house win.